Okay, so in addition to the wiki and the discussion board, I'm also going to have you blog this week. Now this will count towards your general participation credit for the class, so every blog that you post and every response that you make will count just as if you participated on the discussion board. This week we're really going to expand the notion of participation to include the discussion board, your contributions to the annotated bibliography wiki, and your blogs. Now, a blog as an educational tool is typically more informal. Okay, so for the wiki, we're using formal writing style. It's an assignment. A blog really works to help students get their thoughts out in a low risk setting, a low risk opportunity for them to express themselves, to perhaps internalize some of the more formal presentation of information and to translate it into their personal perspective. And so that's exactly what I want you to do this week. For this week, I want you to blog about what you see as the state of education as it relates to educational technology. You can talk about trends, you can talk about issues, you can talk about administration and initiatives and implementation projects that you may have going at your job or at your school or institution. And really, I'm not looking for formal writing. I'm not looking for citations. Really, a blog is intended and works well as a place for personal perspective, for reflection, for internalizing perhaps more formally presented content, etc., etc. To access our blogs, what you're going to do is, let me close these up. So we're on our group, our class main page. You'll go to My Groups. Then again, click our group, Class Sandbox for Wikis, Blogs, and Journals. And then you'll see it open up. And this time, instead of Wiki, as with the annotated bibliography assignment, you're going to click Group Blog. And for this one, I've posted a sample. All right, but what I want you to do, whereas the wiki, we did not want to create a new wiki, we want to work on one assignment together. For this one, I want you each to create your own blog. So you'll click Create Blog Entry, and you'll give it a title. Steve's View of Ed Tech. Oops. And then you come down here and write your thoughts. Okay. We are not going to post as anonymous because I want you to be accountable for the thoughts and I would like you to be accountable for the comments as well. If you'd like to attach something, please feel free. However, that's not a requirement. Again, blogs are intended to be a conversational area of the class, the virtual environment, that can be used really to help students to present personal opinions, to draw out perhaps those students that may hug the wall or the virtual online equivalent of hugging the wall, and to give them low-risk opportunities through less formal ways of contributing to the class dialogue. Okay, so once you've composed your thoughts, what you'll do is click Post Entry, and if you want to begin one and save it for later, you obviously can, but you'll click Post Entry. And what we'll see is when you come to the blog, as people begin to add their thoughts and contributions, everyone will have a unique post, and you can kind of scroll through these and read, and then to comment, just as you would for the discussion board, you just hit comment and add your comments. Now, distinct from a wiki, you will never be able to edit the content of another. Okay, so this is a more permanent way. It's not a collaborative space, it's a conversational space. So whenever I post my thoughts are posted for good, and no one can edit my thoughts, but people can comment on my thought by adding comments. Once you've added your comment, again, I ask that no one post anonymous comments. You'll simply click Add. And now, under Steve's View of Ed Tech, you can see that my thoughts are here, and you can see that there are comments here, and that I provided comments. Okay, it's pretty simple. If you've used any online blogs before, there are a number of interfaces outside of Blackboard. Blogosphere is probably a term that you've heard. But what I want to get you used to is just to see some of the more formal ways we can use some of these collaborative technologies, and some of the more informal ways we can use these. As we talk about a diversity of learners in different comfort levels with technology, we want to explore all the options that exist. And I find that a blog is more comfortable. If anyone's ever read even the gossip pages on Yahoo, at the bottom, there's a place to leave comments. And basically what that becomes is a blog. You read the initial content, and then people can provide comments. And it functions in the same way for people who browse the web for entertainment news or CNN or ESPN or any of those types of places, and use the comments function. It's very comfortable, it's very familiar, and I find that it's a great way to get conversations started and to really facilitate that internalization of formal content in a low risk environment. So we're going to explore this. There's an announcement posted on the course home which explains this requirement in a little more detail in written form. But again, I just want to get your thoughts on the state of affairs as it relates to educational technology as it applies to your job or to your school, institution, etc. If you have any questions at all, shoot me an email, get me on Google Chat, and we'll get everybody started there. But again, this will count towards your participation requirements. So for this week, we're going to use the discussion board, we're going to use the wiki, and we're going to use the blog, and your total contribution in each of those areas will form your 10 substantive posts for the week. Again, any questions, just shoot me a quick email, but we should be able to get started with this right away in Seminar 2, and I think you'll find that this is just kind of a fun way to interact with each other in a low risk and informal way.